Ladies and gentlemen, third time's the charm.
Let's
Welcome back to SATU TV. I'm Billy Bates.
I'm Jones McShine. We're Static in the Underground. And we got our boy.
I just got the notification.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. So we are officially live. What's up, YouTube? We got a very special guest in the building today, Mr. Marshall Alexander.
The cocky little freak himself. Your mom's favorite rapper. Man, we
Hey.
are, this is our third time trying to pull this up. We were having some technical
we got it
difficulties,
now.
but we are
Technology's weird.
Yeah.
back. Oh, man. I got my, as Marshall called it, my Dead Sea Scrolls right here. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, Marshall Alexander is a hip-hop artist, music artist, a little bit of everything artist out of Asheboro, North Carolina. One of the longtime homies, known him for almost 10 years now. And someone we met in Charlotte at the Milestone and Noda Studios, RIP Noda Studios.
Yeah, man.
We were we were talking on the first what we thought we were live, but we weren't. So we'll go back to it. But how do you feel about Noda Studios shutting down, Marshall?
Yeah, that was a practice run.
Yeah,
I'm good. It could be been in this car for an hour and 7 minutes now, so we're doing good. Noda Studios bittersweet. I hate to see it go. It's just another nail in the coffin in Charlotte's music scene, unfortunately. I remember back in the day, like you say, I'm out of Asheboro. I do currently stay in Asheboro. I'm not from Asheboro. I'm from Orange County, North Carolina. And I moved to Charlotte when I was 18 and lived there for 12 years. So I really came up in the Charlotte scene mostly. And back in the day, man, it was like Tremont. We were doing local shows there, and it was magic. It was magic.
Yeah,
I'm very
man.
gifted to have come up in that scene. Tremont, Milestone, etc. It was magic. And I hate to see it change the way it is, but life, I guess.
I remember.
I imagine if enough people get together, it can be outsourced to like one of the suburbs out there. Like we could start a music scene in like Matthews or Concord, Kannapolis, something like that, somewhere in that scene, and just get people to start coming back.
I'll tell you a music scene that's getting very big, very fast in South Carolina is Greenville.
Yeah.
You're starting to see all these hardcore bands, all these newer hardcore bands, all of them have Greenville in their bio. And so the Greenville music scene is getting big really fast.
Greenville's got a lot of venues that do hip-hop. Dude, they got hip-hop artists performing every weekend out there in Greenville. Multiple places.
Yeah, really.
Multiple venues, small venues, medium venues, large venues. And so, yeah, I think Greenville is the next spot to definitely be big time in the underground music scene. But,
Asheboro ain't got nothing. We don't cuss in the first 15 minutes. Asheboro don't have anything. Ty Brew and I performed in a freaking taco restaurant one time here, so that shows you how much of a music scene's going on in Asheboro.
Did you at least get a burrito out of that deal?
I got 2 of them. 2
burritos?
Hey.
Hell, I'll come perform for a couple
They're
burritos.
spoiling people out there.
I know. It was like highway robbery. I mean,
I ain't lying.
what I got
most
from
of
that deal.
Most of the time, you got to give promoters burritos yourself just to perform.
I know.
We've had promoters ask for more than burritos.
Yeah, we have.
Past.
Hey, now, whoa, PG.
Oh man. Yeah, I personally, man, Noda Studios, like we don't go there anymore, but like it does suck, hearing that it's shutting down. But
It does.
last episode that we did it solo, we were talking, man, we've had some crazy nights in that studio, man.
Yeah, man.
A lot of crazy nights. What's one crazy story you could think of from Noda Studios?
From Noda, the only one really, because I was recording like in the day, because I had a full-time job at that time, and I was working like 3 a.m. to 1 p.m. at my job, and I would leave from there and go there. So by the time I was leaving is when y'all were coming in. So I didn't get to hang out with y'all a lot. Matter of fact, you'd been recording there probably a year before I even had met you. And Ghost would play me some stuff. But the only story I really got from Noda that's worth a damn is one one time I was on tour in 2017, and I had brought Ghost with me. And y'all know Case Flow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was on that tour also, and he needed a ride. We played in Kentucky, and then the next night it was in St. Pete, Florida, or something like that. It was like it's crazy driving 2 nights or something. And so we had Case, and we had been in the car kind of ciphering over the Another Thing Coming beat instrumental. I don't know if you've ever heard that song, but it's got me, Ghost, and Case on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, we have to record this while he's in the car, because he lived in Florida. We were in Charlotte. Like, the logistics would just be impossible. And I was like, well, let's just go to Charlotte, record the verse, and then go to Florida. Or stay the night, go to Charlotte, stay the night, wake up, and then go to Florida the next day. And so we drive from Kentucky to Charlotte. It's like 11 by the time we get to Charlotte. Record the verses. And Case all of a sudden was like, man, I need to go home. I'm like, home is like 12 hours from here, man. And he was like, I need to go home, man. We got to go. So yeah, I was ready to get some sleep. I mean, mind you, it would have been in like Dan Royer's room, but I was trying to get some sleep, and Case was like, we got to go. So somehow Ghost and I split driving all the way down to St. Pete, and we got there at like 8:30 in the morning or something. It was terrible.
That's
terrible.
insane.
Did you ever find out why? Excuse me. Did you ever find out why he had to get home so fast?
He had never. I don't know how much to say on this. Case, like my brother, he had never partook in the potency that was offered to him.
Oh yeah.
And it was like and couldn't handle it. So he was just freaking out, and he had to go. So we left.
That makes sense, man. I bet he did when he pulled up there, and to know the studio was like, what is this, man?
Yeah,
no way,
right.
no way I'm falling asleep in
like,
here.
yo, we got a comfy couch. We got a comfy couch in front of that broken vending machine.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Yeah.
You can go sleep in Dan Royer's room.
He slept the whole way to Florida. I remember waking up because while Ghost was driving, I remember waking up, and Ghost was like 3 inches from behind an 18-wheeler going down there, driving my car. He was like 3 inches. Scared the shit out of, the hell out of me. And
we're past the point of no cussing.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, man, fuck.
He said, I remember. He said, man, you got to drift, save gas miles. I was like, man, I'm paying for the gas. Just don't do this anymore.
I'll pay for that gas. Just don't kill us.
I was like, I'm paying for this. I'm paying for this whole trip.
Bro,
like, please stop doing that.
Can you imagine waking up and seeing that, then looking over and seeing a 7-foot tall, like, ghost unknown just...
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He and I had some times, man. Billy, you had told me ahead of time to talk about, like, tour stories, too, and I got one later.
Yeah.
I tried to come up with anything else to talk about, because Danielle did not want me to tell that story. The story I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's try to.
But it's the best one, dude.
Yeah, let's talk crazy tour stories or show stories, man.
Yeah, dude.
I know you got a few of them because you've been on quite a few tours in your day.
Yeah. What's the worst venue y'all ever played at?
Oh man, we've played some doozies.
The worst you remember that bar that was across the street from Tremont?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did the last show there with T Woo's band at that time.
It was T Woo, F Dukes.
What was that called?
I can't remember.
I think Braden was on that show.
Yeah, Ghost maybe.
I can't remember. It was called. It was I
don't know, but that shit was not set up to do no concert, man. There was like pool tables everywhere, like no room for nobody. The acoustics sounded like straight shit.
I remember Jack Frost got a Jack on the rocks, and he took one sip, and he was like, "This shit's watered down."
Yeah.
Like they were watering down the alcohols. Like
You can't listen. You cannot water down Jack Frost.
If there's one person, you
cannot water down his drinks.
Bro, he did not let that shit go.
No, the rest of the night he was like, "I'm not buying no more drinks because I should
have brought a fucking bottle, man. For this is why I bring my own shit. Fuck these motherfuckers."
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't heard that story. As big of as an offense that is to water down that man's drinks. You know, every time he's ever showed up for a cypher, he had a freaking handle of Crown Apple or Crown something.
I'll tell you what, the thing that was fun about that night is we were on some
things.
We had some
we was on some rapper stuff.
Yeah,
man.
We were on that rapper stuff
that rapper syrup. We had it cold.
That rapper stuff that you put in Sprite. We had that, and then our homie Ricky showed up with a bunch of edibles. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll sell you a couple of these, $10 for 2 bags." I was like, "What?"
I about got myself into some shit that night.
Yeah,
you remember whenever we'll talk about that off camera.
I'll tell you what, I'm very glad that I had to give somebody a ride home, because if not, your boy would have stayed in Charlotte that night, and it would have been a long night.
Well, you know.
That show was bad, and then there's been a few that were pretty bad, and
that Shaggy 2 Dope show we did having to go on while the door, like two shows that we did. The first one wasn't that bad, but that Ground Zero show we did not too long ago.
Yeah, we found out.
I missed that.
It was
everybody missed it.
Yeah,
everybody was still waiting in line.
We found out, and it's not, it may have been Ground Zero, but it's usually clown shows. They always have an opener go on as soon as doors are open.
Yeah, it's me.
So whenever no, for real though, like whenever I found out that we were going on first, Stitchy immediately was like, "Yo, man, y'all want to swap times with me?" And we were like, "Nah, man, that's your time."
Yeah, nobody wanted to go after us. They were like, "This is bullshit."
And
I was like,
so I ran outside, and there's a whole line of juggalos ready to come in, and I ran up the line saying, "Yo, first artist is going on as soon as doors open, so haul ass to the stage." And luckily, a good bit of them did listen. Yeah. So we did have a nice little crowd. But yeah, that was.
You're right, and it's interesting to hear that from someone else, because that's something I had noticed back in the Tremont days. That was always the case.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hype man, shout out. His name was Greg Doggett. He was Hideside, and he did a verse on one of my songs, and on that song. Now let me make it clear. I know y'all weren't shopping to get on that show. Unrelated. I know that you weren't. But he had a bar on a verse that was like kids shopping to buy on shows to be an opener. But half the people still in line, so who the fuck you open for? And it was like exactly verbatim, you know?
I'm sorry, man. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Troy just sneakily crawled behind us to grab
He didn't sneak as good as he thought he did. I saw his ass twerking over here in the corner.
So we got your ass on there.
He had to grab a bag of something off the desk real quick and dip out.
Yeah, you're smooth there, Troy.
Oh, man. Yeah, so they didn't let him on because of that bar, or?
No, that bar just related to what you said. I know Troy distracted you there. Yeah, he was talking about it. Half the people sitting in line, who the fuck you open for?
Check this out. You know? I got a story. This one's a good one. Speaking of Jack Frost and bringing bottles and ciphers, do you remember the Durham Hip Hop Fest? And we did the Grandma cipher on the rooftop. Yeah. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, 5,000 degrees outside. Jack's got a handle of Crown Apple.
J-Mac's the most ginger you could possibly be.
Bro, I'm the gingerest fucker in the world. And you let the sun shine on me on the camera?
You had a hard time finding it? Was that you I was shouting at from the top of the parking deck?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah,
like, we're up here.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, why are we doing it up there? All the people are down here.
And there's shade down here.
There's a whole festival.
Because it was during a hip hop festival. Yeah. There was like thousands of people all around, and there was
stage.
Nobody but the cypher rappers on top of this.
We're doing a live cypher on stage in front of all these people on the street. This is gonna be great. No, but Jack Pop the bottle, and I'm like, dude, it's too early, dude. I'm like 3.5 hours away from home. He was like, oh, don't be a bitch, motherfucker. He's like, skull, you're a fucking Viking. I was like, you're right, god damn it. Dude, that was the worst fucking idea.
I remember he came to work the next day all sunburnt to hell.
I'm telling you, bro, like, I hit the bottle with Jack. We rolled one up, smoked one. My cipher was first, and, you know, we all tried to gather in and get in. You know, and Marshall was like, you better be right there in the middle up front on mine. You know what I mean? I was like, I got you, man. I did my cipher, bro, and I went over to the side when they were setting up for Marshall's. I just started spinning, bro. I was sweating. I was like, oh, no. I was like, dude. So I like just nobody saw me leave. The most Irish goodbye you ever seen in your life. And I just, dude, I had to go, and I had to go like 5 stories down all the way through a hip hop festival, like got back to the other parking garage, got to the car, got in, started chugging water, threw it all up. Do not remember driving home. Don't remember getting there. I just remember waking up the next day like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I remember that because I was like, where the hell did he go? He just vanished.
Yeah, I woke up next day and Marshall was like, where are you? What the fuck, motherfucker? I was like, damn it.
Oh man.
Oh, that was some shit.
Yeah.
There's some fun times with that.
Shout out King Razor in here, man. What's up, homie?
Yeah, Razor was good, bro.
Yeah, that was a wild story. We've had a lot of just going to concerts. Crazy story.
Yeah, man.
I do remember one of my favorite Notice stories was whenever you and Dukes opened up for ICP at Arizona Pete's for the Riddle Box tour. Yeah. And made the mistake of them telling you that you could have free drinks the rest of the night. So
I had no idea.
You literally drank a whole bottle of Jameson.
Dude, they treated me, people thought I was a rock star, dude. They thought I was somebody. Yeah. Dude, I had girls, I was signing, like girls was coming up to the merch booth, like taking their, like opening up their pants, like signing the front of their panties and stuff. I'm sitting there like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, music Jones McShine.
Yeah. I was like, be professional, be professional. All of these people probably have STDs.
And then,
no offense.
After the show, we're in the parking lot. I find J-Mac. He's just running around. Hey, hey.
Yo, and the crazy thing is, I didn't know I could have free drinks till like the clown set was almost over. And I was like, oh shit! And it was Jesse was with me, man.
Yeah,
that back in the day, and dude, I just started slamming them. And the last thing I remember was standing up like at the bar, and they were doing the Faygo shower at the end, and I was like, this is it. This is the peak of my life. It's not gonna be anything but downhill from here, which was true.
And then,
which was true.
That was the last thing he remembers. And then whenever he came back to, he was at Notice Studios.
Yeah, dude, I had a guitar in my hand. Dan Royer sit in front of me. We're playing Nirvana. I'm butchering it, and I look over. Billy's in the corner macking on a chick. I was just like, what? I thought I was dreaming. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what?
And what had happened? Like while he was blacked out, he was running around the parking lot saying hey to everybody. Then I was having to kind of shoulder carry him because he couldn't stand up. Then I let him go. I was like, yo, stand still for a minute. As soon as I let him go, our homie Kyle just backed straight into him.
I'm talking about random.
Almost runs him over.
Yeah,
I've heard about this.
You just hear doom, and J-Mac's on the ground like this.
It was like Josh Parsons and Kyle Phillips, and they jump out like, oh my God, we ran over Jones McShine. And I pop up like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Then Billy picks me up. He's like carrying me on his shoulders. I'm like, no, I want to go talk to them. So Billy's like carrying me and turning me around. I'm like, thanks for coming, man. This is awesome.
I put him in the car. We drive from Greensboro to Charlotte, which is about an hour and some change. He passes out in the car. We get to Notice Studios. I unlock the door on Notice Studios because I used to have a code. And I take they had a cart in Notice Studios that you could use to haul your gear around down the hallways. I wheeled it out to my car and put him on it and then wheeled him to the studio. And it's just propped him up on the couch like Weekend at Bernie's. And dude. And then someone started. This was J-Mac on the couch. And then someone brought out a guitar. And J-Mac was like, Like it was so funny, man.
Let me get that thing.
What was awesome though was when we got back to the studio, it was someone's birthday, and there was like 10 pizzas. Like it was like we were meant to come back there. There was like 10 pizzas, more alcohol, and there was like
that wasn't nobody's birthday. You know what that was?
What was it?
I had an album listening party that day.
That
was
what it
my
was.
Pizzas.
That's what it was.
Shout out to Marshall for the pizzas.
Shout out to Marshall Alexander hooking his boys up with some pizzas.
Dan Royer.
I never knew y'all ended up getting them pizzas.
Dude, we woke up to Dan Royer smashing on pizzas like, I'm like, yeah, man.
Dude,
I don't mean there was like a pizza with like some. I mean there was like a stack of like 10 pizzas and like 8 of them hadn't been touched.
So
yet.
that was Wreck and So listening party that day.
That was a Wreck and So listening party. Yeah.
What a time.
Yep.
But it was awesome. It was like we got to the studio and it was like a bunch of our homies and like 6 chicks in there.
Yeah, dude.
So we were like
full of girls.
Yeah, we just went in there and just partied the rest of the night till the sun came up, and then we drove home.
Yeah, they were left over from the listening party.
Yep.
Yeah, they
were. Stayed there.
Good pizza and chick leftovers from Marshall Alexander, dude. You won't get that ever
there you
again.
Go, man.
That's awesome.
And then we
pass it down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
we stayed up till the sun came up, and then we drove home and put on our Chili's gear and went to work.
Went to work, dude.
That's awesome. Dude.
14 hours,
14-hour shift.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I'm proud of y'all.
I went to go cut a red onion, and I had a serrated knife, dude. Like, that's how fucked up I was. If I just cut my finger off, my finger started bleeding. I was like, oh, shit. I tried to run to the back. We had the bump bars. I hit the bump bar, bleeding out my head. Like,
Yeah.
Billy's over there like, hey, man, get it the fuck together.
Yeah. And then
that's good, man.
My favorite show story that involved like all of us was that show that you headlined in Knoxville at that bar in Knoxville.
Okay.
And we went up there and there ended
about 10 people.
Yeah, there wasn't that many people, but one person that was there was our homie Chief, man. R.I.P. to our homie Chief. Yep. He drove up from Cherokee. Yep. He hung out with us all night. He came up to me. He was like, yo, the bar's got $3 Jack and Cokes. Man, that's bad news.
It's going down.
And we all went to Waffle House afterwards, and we chilled at Waffle House for like 3 hours, just laughing, cutting up after the show.
Dude, I just thought of something. How gnarly that Greensboro show was. You remember I was about to fight. You know the band Cane Hill?
Yeah.
I was about to fight every last one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, Cane Hill was about to get their ass beat that night.
Dude.
They had like J-Mac and F Dukes and
Ghost.
Jaws, like all like
they didn't know who they was fucking with that night, bro.
We'll try to run through this real quick because we gotta get off here pretty soon. But basically Cane Hill had their gear set up on stage, and like J-Mac and Dukes were performing in front of it. And then when Cane Hill went on to perform, they did their whole set just fine. And afterwards, they were like, yo, one of y'all bumped into the drum set and broke our kick pedal, like our bass pedal. Like,
now, mind you, I get told this. Like, I'm in the middle of the crowd. Everybody's treating me like a rock star, so I'm pretending that's what I am. Like, yeah.
Rock star.
Yeah, then I think it was Jaws that came up to me. He was like, hey, man, we got a problem. Like, the manager from Cane Hill wants to talk to you. I was like, oh, okay. And he's telling us that somebody broke the pedals on their kick drum while we were performing, which that's impossible for one.
Impossible, yeah.
So when he's like,
and two, nobody bumped into their damn drum set.
You couldn't.
Well, you have to go behind it.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, like we had a DJ table in front of it. They had everything covered, but they were basically the manager was like, I want to talk to everybody that was on stage. It was me, Ghost, F Dukes, Jaws, and Braden. And he was like, well, go get Braden out. And we were trying to be professional. Dukes and Ghosts being real professional. And I thought about it. I was like, I ain't going to get fucking nobody, motherfucker. We ain't paying you shit. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? It was like, it's impossible to do that. Like, you in North Carolina right now. Y'all don't know who the fuck y'all talking to. And we about to fuck y'all up out here. And there's a fucking 2,000 juggalos that if I swing one punch, they going to come over here and kill y'all motherfuckers. Like, think about what you're doing right now. Then they're just like,
and Cane Hill pulled off the tour the very next day.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Oh, well.
And then not long after
those were the fucking days, man.
Yeah, man.
Those were the days,
They were performing on NXT and their damn sound wasn't working.
Yeah.
And everybody just was roasting them online. That's the last I heard of them. I was like, that's what happened.
Yeah, there you go.
We got
karma comes around eventually.
Yep. So Marshall just had a new album come out recently. You want to talk about that for a second? Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hold on, one more.
Go ahead. One quick.
One more story, man. Because I'm gonna be mad if I forget to tell it. So I was on tour with Jelly Roll, and I had Ghost with me again. And so we're at this mud park. It's a mudding festival. Have y'all ever played a mudding festival?
I love mudding festivals, man.
It's fucking crazy.
We haven't played
Ohio.
one, but definitely would need to.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. So this is in Ohio, and Colt Ford's opening. Jelly's on before him. Chance is on, and so anyway, I get up and do our set sober. Okay, and I'm like, this shit looks fun, man. I'm gonna go into the crowd because I go to festivals and stuff. I enjoy music. It's weird to me how there's people who make music and aren't fans of music. That's strange.
Yeah, that is weird.
But anyway, so I'm like, because like everybody else was like, we're just gonna go back on the bus, and I'm like, I'm going in the crowd, And so I go into the crowd, and I go in the back, and I walk into the back of that crowd sober. And everywhere I go, everybody's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Hey, you're this guy. You're that. Hey, you were just. Because I had a shirt on that said alcoholic, like in Hulkamania. It was like a red shirt.
That's badass.
With yellow writing, like Hulkamania, but it said alcoholic.
Right.
And so everybody recognized me from that. And this is a mudding park. So everybody done brought their moonshine, their fucking homemade drinks and shit. And so everywhere I go, everybody's like, man, you got to try this. You got to try this. You got to try that. And I'm telling you, I went up and I watched about 5 minutes of Jelly Roll set, and I went back out. Fucked. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, because I bet when everyone was like, try this, try that, you were just like, yep, okay, yeah, I'll give that
yes,
shot.
Exactly.
Like the
exactly.
Grinch.
I was like, yeah, shit, fuck yeah.
You probably look like the Jim Carrey's Grinch whenever they were feeding him all that fudge and that how the Grinch stole Christmas. But with moonshine.
Fudged up.
With moonshine, hell yeah.
I was fudged up. So anyway, the merch at this show was set up in lawn buildings, like you get from Home Depot. And so our merch was set up in a lawn building. So I go in there, and next thing I know, because Ghost was in there the whole time. So next thing I know, we are straight up, every dude who comes in and buys a t-shirt, we got women in there going to show them their tits. And it started with like 2. And at some point in time, there was like, if you bought my t-shirt, you was going to see 12 tits at one time.
Nice.
This line of them. It was like crazy. And I just remember thinking like, this is the craziest shit I've ever done in my life.
And you're hammered.
And Ghost, man, I distinctly remember, he was like a pimp, dude. I distinctly remember this dude, this redneck was like, man, I ain't got but $10, $15 or something. And Ghost says, how about this? You get a koozie, a CD, and 1 tit.
I can see with like, that dead ass serious look on his face, just big as fuck. Like, I got you. Yeah. I'll show you. Did he buy it? Did he buy it?
He said, and 1 tit. And that dude was like, all right, deal.
Sold.
It was Ghost tit.
And dude, we had to have made, I don't know, easy $1,700 plus just on t-shirts and CDs. That
damn
night.
It, man.
And then I find out after the fact, like while we're trying to wrap shit up, the promoter comes up and he's like, all right, well, we're here for the merch cut.
No, you're not.
And I was like, son of a, I didn't know there was a merch cut. And I was like, well, I only sold like 5 t-shirts, dude.
Yeah, here's $10.
Here's some titties. Here's some titties.
Yeah, there's some titties. How about this?
How about the Ghost come in? How about
a merch cut?
No merch cut.
You get to see some titties.
You get 4 titties. You choose.
How about this? So man. Anyway, the next one. So I go pass out on the bus. The next morning, I'm getting videos from my buddy CJ, who had went to like the after party. Marshall Alexander shirts everywhere. And he was like, he'd go up to him and be like, whose shirt is that? And they're like, fuck, find out. So I have no idea. Yeah, fuck about it. And so, but anyway, so we get in the car and I'm just like reflecting on that crazy show. And I look over at Ghost, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what happened? How did that even happen? Like, what happened to make it so that's what we were doing. And he was like, he looked at me kind of confused. He was like, dude, you came to the merch booth with a woman under each arm, and you said every time we sell a shirt, these girls are going to show them their tits.
Festivals
It was like,
are
it was your
awesome.
idea.
Festivals are awesome, man.
So awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, man, that shit was crazy. That's Danielle didn't want me to tell that story, but that's the best
She'd be
tour
all right.
story
She'd
I
be
got.
all right.
She's gonna love
Yeah,
it.
it don't matter.
But yeah, before we go, man, we can sit here and talk all night. We're definitely gonna have you back.
I was about to say
back
we
on
should do
very
this again, man.
And next time we do
Yeah,
it,
for sure.
we'll do unlimited, and we'll probably even try to get you to come down and do it live, man. But
Yeah. We need to do that.
so yeah, real quick before we get off, like in less than a minute, tell us about your new album that just came out, man.
In less than a minute, it's your It's fuck.
Hold on, you don't have
It's
to
your
rush.
mama's-
You don't have to rush now. We just found out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We got word from the
It's
producer.
your mama's favorite rapper,
Yes.
Marshall Alexander. Your mama's favorite rapper. It's the physical album has 20 total tracks, featuring Juicy J, Ty Brew, Jones McShine, Fada JC. I can't even remember who all is featuring. The features aren't, the big part of it though.
Every track's
Shit falling out
dope.
of my ear.
Every track is
I
dope.
love
Thank
it.
you, man. Thank you.
That's your best project, dude. I loved every
Yeah,
song. The
for
beat,
sure.
the beat selection, like the concept, the topics you talked about,
Thank
dude.
you.
It was great, bro. It's fucking perfect. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
And you'll
Thank you.
and you're Marshall Alexander on all social media platforms, correct?
Yeah, you search Marshall Alex 919. And
Okay.
it's everything at Marshall Alex 919. The thing is, man, I've been competing with a European opera group named Marshall and Alexander my whole career.
Is that where that came from on the song?
Yes, motherfucker. I'm still Marshall and Alexander on your Spotify. Hit up your distribution. Hit up your distribution. Tell them
Oh
to change it.
no.
Dude, on yours, on my clip.
Yeah, so these poor little church going opera music fans in Europe are just listening to their Marshall and Alexander mix, and then boom, Put You to Sleep pop song.
That's why that's my number one song. It's gotta be.
Hey,
That's incredible.
It's
That's
one of
where
my
that's where
favorite-
all my European listeners come from.
my favorite.
Yeah, Marshall and Alexander, you're
I
welcome.
was wondering about
My-
like, there ain't no
my
way
favorite,
European people are listening to this country like hardcore rap shit.
My favorite Alexander
Yup.
bars in that song. Pull the Dave Chappelle fuck right in her feet.
Right in their feet. Put 'em to sleep.
Hey.
Oh,
I was
man.
I was honestly had so much fun writing that verse.
I remember.
that was a really good verse.
I remember
Yeah.
you and Ty Bruce sent y'all's verse, and J Mac threw his verse away and was like, "I gotta do better." He had to rewrite his
Oh, really?
verse on
Yeah,
that track.
I
yeah.
did.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite Jones McShine tracks. Man.
Actually,
It's a good one.
I took two verses from two separate songs and put them
Could-
together and double timed them and did
could we possibly hear a live version of "Put You to Sleep" on March 8th?
Ooh.
I'm with it if you are.
The next time you'll be able to see Marshall Alexander perform live is going to be Friday, March 8th at the Rooster in Gastonia, North Carolina.
Let's go.
Tickets are only
Hell yeah.
$10 pre-sale, $20 at the door.
Can't beat it. Might as
Can't
well get
beat
your
it.
pre-sale and make plans to go ahead and come
We
out.
got Refuser, Fleshgate, Marshall Alexander, Jones McShine, Violent Ian, and Candescent.
Can't wait, bro.
It's gonna be a great
sick,
show.
man.
My birthday show.
It's perfect. It's perfect. People ask about, the kind of music I make. It's less about the music I make and the type of music like I want to be involved in, right?
Yeah.
Because the most recent previous show I've been at was a country music show full of down south redneck, good old boys. It was full of them. They fucking hated me. And so they didn't. But I did my shit, man. I learned a long time ago. Don't morph your set to what you think the crowd's gonna like. Just go in there and do your shit,
Yep.
because you're gonna do your shit better than you're gonna be trying to pretend to be anything else.
Right.
I learned that back at Tremont because I was never a Juggalo rapper. And the first couple like Juggalo shows I did, I remember I was like, I'm gonna do like my harder stuff only and blah blah blah, and like should have just went out there and been myself, and picked up whoever I picked up, and whoever I
it.
didn't, and that's fine,
That's
Yeah.
it. You'd be
'Cause,
surprised how many
you
people
right.
will be into your music that they'll tell you like, I
Exactly.
usually I don't like shit like this, but you're dope, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, man. I've got some country songs they do not do good at country shows. You know where they do the best at? Hip hop shows. And I'm talking like urban hip hop shows. Love my country music.
That's so dope.
Every time. And then when I go, you know what people like at the country shows? The hip hop. Happens every time. Every time. And so going from a country show to a metal show is pretty awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna get some maybe a snippet of maybe some things to come. Hopefully, if the dominoes fall where they're supposed to, and J Mac opens his emails on occasion, it might be.
Hey, good luck. I can hardly get that sumbitch to read my text.
Yeah. They're busy, man. We're gonna get to
busy
it
like
though,
crazy,
but
man.
yeah, it's definitely something definitely dope coming in the future.
Yes,
guaranteed.
And
and I have opened them emails, and I have been working on them when I can. So and
we don't.
Like I said, I wrote 6 different versions to Rockstar. I want these things to be right, dude.
Me too. And that one that you the one you decided on worked out good.
I love that song. Man.
I was on the fence. I was on the fence about it in general. No offense, but we got that song with Ruger that's been in the works for like 5 years now, and and so I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I don't know if this will. And then when we did that song, like it was immediately like my favorite song on the album. I was like, it's so good. Like it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Exactly what I could see it being.
That's how I felt about it too. I was like, this is it, and this is just the first one. Like this, like the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. Like we said, man, we're definitely gonna have you on again, and we'll make sure it's a full-length episode. And we'll tell, because I know we all have way more crazy stories.
Yeah.
But once again, plug your social media one more time.
It's Marshall Alex 919 on everything: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I'm not nearly as active on social media as I was once upon a time. I got my son, we took him to Chuck E. Cheese today.
Yeah,
it's his first time there and my first time there. And guess what he did?
Hit a jackpot.
He took his first steps.
He took
his first steps and won a fucking jackpot. All in one day.
Put your youngin' in
There was a little Paw Patrol game that was short enough to where he could reach up and tap the Paw Patrol thing. And I set him down, and that son of a bitch, literally, because I put him down on the ground, and he took 3 steps to hit that Paw Patrol thing.
That's awesome.
And she and I looked at each other like, what the? So
that's awesome.
So yeah, he took his first steps today. But anyway, so that's he takes up all of my time. Honestly, I don't know if you caught that while listening to the entire album, but Your Mama's Favorite Rapper, that was directed towards him. The whole album was for him. I mean,
I'm
stay-at-home dad, man. I'm stay-at-home dad. So he's with me 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day he's with me. So he was there through the whole writing process of that album. The whole thing. And I have that skit at the end where I'm like, he reacted to this song, the Shine Bright song, the one I wrote for him.
Right.
And that's true. And he still does. When that instrumental starts playing, he still pops up, and it's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
But he's my world right now, so I'm not as active on social media as I used to be. And I'm okay with that. But Marshall Alex 919 on all socials, streaming platforms, Marshall Alexander. Though distribution's funny, you really got to stream my album on Spotify. I don't think it's on Apple. It's being real strange here lately. So Spotify or YouTube, Your Mama's Favorite Rapper.
Hell yeah, man. But like I said, next time you can see Marshall live will be Friday, March 8th at the Rooster in Gastonia, North Carolina. But appreciate you calling us, man, coming on the show. We'll have you on again, and we're going to sign off, man. Y'all take it easy.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, love you guys. Take it easy.
Peace.